Most phone reviewers aren't lying. They just don't exactly match how we buy and then live with a phone. You don't test one for 2 weeks. You buy one and then small problems become really annoying over time. So why do reviews still feel right, but end up pushing you to the wrong phone? Reviews are structured, measurable, and repeatable. And this is really important sometimes. We like to understand, for example, how good the latest and greatest chips are, and how is the real-world gaming performance. But the specs and the real-world camera tests, they're all quite objective, apart from the performance tests on the actual chips. And what's even worse is that YouTube rewards speed. So content creators who quickly get their hands on a new phone, for example, they're going to quickly understand what the key points are, do a repeatable systems-based test, and then they're going to give that back to the consumer. Now, that's great, but what actually happens is that early reviews happen before habits actually form. So we get the phone at home, and then over 2-3 weeks, maybe a couple months later, we'll find out these really big annoying problems with the phone. And that's the key part that YouTube reviewers are missing today. We assume reviews are really fair and quite complete. Everything is being tested and scored and being rated in an objective fashion most of the time. Here's the thing though, real life isn't a checklist. We don't live via our phone like that. We don't really care about the chipset that much. We live through notifications. We live through Facebook and Instagram and Reddit. We live through those missed camera opportunities or those amazing sunset pictures you managed to take. That's how we actually experience our phone, not through a test or a script. What reviews can't show is stuff like daily friction. Things being in the wrong place, our phone not quite being fast enough, that low-level lighting picture is just awful, or the autofocus on our camera doesn't quite work. Battery anxiety often beats out a benchmarking score. We don't really care that much about it, but on the way home after a night out, I bet you'll be really concerned if you've got enough battery to call the Uber home. And speed only matters until it stutters. We don't really care that much about how fast our traditional apps can go under the hood. We just care about it working correctly in the moment until it doesn't. And cameras only matter in the moments. When we're out at a party or we catch that sunset on the way home from work, that's when it actually matters. Concrete daily examples. Stuff that really gets on our nerves is stuff like the Face ID not working when you are wearing your sunglasses, or if it's a bit wet outside, the fingerprint ID not recognizing your thumb. Stuff like your battery level dropping much faster than anticipated and you needing to charge your phone after work. Small UI delays that get really frustrating over time. When you open up the phone, it's really not that bad, but after a couple months, it really gets frustrating. Nothing quite that dramatic, but over time these small irritants really build up and it becomes a daily nuisance. And the thing about these issues is you don't really notice them one at a time. You notice patterns. Patterns of this always consecutively happening. And these repetitions, they turn really small issues into big problems. Sometimes it might even cause it to be a deal breaker. Now the problem is that reviews end before any of these deal breakers get shone to the surface. It's a timing issue. It's not really anything about being dishonest. It's just they haven't got the relevant time to work with the product for long enough to understand what's actually happening. Now where I come in is that I'm going to test everything for at least 30 days. And 30 days is long enough for some habits to develop. I really want to understand and get my hands dirty. The excitement wears off pretty quickly. The first 10 days when I got my folding phone, it was amazing. I was folding it closed and open all the time, even when I didn't really need to. But that wore off within the first week or two. And quite critically, our tolerance drops. Those small issues that crept up on the first week, now they seem much worse. And the truth shows up quietly, not dramatically at all. And 30 days is just the right amount of time so that I can get an understanding of what that truth is. So what actually matters after 30 days? Reliability often beats performance. I love my folding phone, but I wish I hadn't seen a lot of the reviews, because although it was a powerhouse and really great, the battery anxiety makes me anxious on a daily basis. Consistency beats raw speed. We don't need something to be really fast. What we need is our phone to work when we need it, and confidence rather than camera specs. I don't care that much about the lens or if it's really good at portrait or whatever. I just need confidence in the minute that I can capture the shot that I really want. So I'm not going to be testing. I don't test things. I'm just going to use, and I'll report back to you on how that goes. So my framework. What is my framework for reviewing phones? Well, I'm going to buy phones with my own money. If I don't have a vested interest in that phone, then it's not really going to be worthwhile for you. I'm not going to be rushing my decisions at all. If I think I actually need another month with that phone, I'll take the extra month. And quite critically, I'm going to be waiting for patterns. I want to tell you about the patterns that I see rather than just the specs. And then I'm going to be asking one really simple question. Does this phone deserve to stay? And why does this change how flagships look? One thing that I really want to understand and dig into over this channel is, do expensive phones actually age that well? And I also really understand which trade-offs become clear over time. For example, if it's a really slim and delicate phone, is that actually a trade-off that becomes worse over time? And I think that value will shift after daily use. You might get really excited about all the benchmarks before, but when you actually get it, you just prefer it to be consistent and reliable, capturing those shots that you need and critically having enough battery to call an Uber after a night out. Flagship money doesn't always guarantee peace of mind. So reviews aren't really lying, and all of the great reviewers out there on YouTube, I salute you. They're just ending a bit too early, and that's where I think I stand in. So reviewers on YouTube aren't lying, they're doing good work. It's just that the reviews are ending a little bit too early, and that's where I come in. First impressions aren't truth. Patterns are truth, and that's what I really want to focus on. So my next video is going to be all about what changes after 30 days. What improves, what doesn't improve, and critically, what are the patterns? What's worth the flagship money right now, and frankly, what isn't? And we're going to be basing that just on plain, regular, normal use, not lab tests, not specs. So if you want that stuff, please go somewhere else.